Hello everyone! Welcome back to a rainy day on Storybook Farm in Stardew Valley. Good morning, Arhu. Just check the television set. Ah yes, I can hear the spirits whispering something to me. The spirits are somewhat annoyed today. Luck will not be on your side. That's unfortunate because I do intend to spend some time in the mines today, partly because it's a rainy day and we don't have any crops to water, partly because I have that quest from Clint to find 20 copper ore, and partly because I just want to continue to make steady progress down the mine and I want to gather plenty of ore, so we'll see what happens. I don't want to spend the entire day in the mine in any event. Tomorrow's weather will be rainy again. That's actually quite nice. It means that some of the things that we might not have time to do today, such as a little bit of extra fishing, we'll have another opportunity tomorrow. And we have a rerun from the Queen of Sauce. Let's see what she has to say. Greetings, it is I, the Queen of Sauce, here to teach you a new mouth-watering recipe from my secret cookbook. This week's dish, coleslaw. Envisioning bland mounds of limp cabbage? You're not alone. But a great coleslaw can be so much more. Make sure you have juicy, fresh cabbage for this one. Toss with a little vinegar and mayonnaise and you're all set. Ah, that's crisp. So even though this is listed as a rerun, it's a recipe we hadn't learned yet. Pays to check the reruns. You learned how to cook coleslaw. Of course, the primary ingredient in coleslaw, the cabbage, is an ingredient that we will have no access to until year 2, unless we get exceedingly lucky. It is Wednesday, and Pierre's shop is closed. We are powerless to plant these 6 plots of our farm with new seeds. Alas. How sad. Let's take our rusty sword. Let's leave our potatoes. I don't think we will need our axe today. Yeah, let's just do this. We'll go mine early, something that might not be possible. Actually, before we go, I will get a bit more copper started smelting. We're going to want those copper bars soon. I am very desirous of getting some tree tappers up and running as early as I possibly can. I'm just going to equip my scythe. My plan is to see how the mine run goes. Starting early in the morning, it really should be possible to make it down the 5 levels that we need to unlock another elevator without too much difficulty. Hi, Linus. A warm rain is a pleasant way to get clean. Just please make sure that you're either getting clean in the rain in your clothes or that no one is around, Linus. I do not need to see you showering off in the rain. This is a great gift. Thank you. I thought that maybe you'd like some horseradish to make up for that unfortunate incident the other day when I thought that you might appreciate bread that I had fished out of a trash can. That was a big error in judgment on my part, and I do apologize for it, Linus. All right, I am going to leave my hoe. I am going to leave my bamboo pole. And I am going to grab this cave carrot, just in case we need a little bit of extra energy or health down the mine. Well, no, I'm going to leave the cave carrot. I'm going to take the bread. I'm not above eating bread that I fished out of a trash can. I am also going to leave my scythe. I really do not need that. Now, did I come out without... I did. I did. I totally came all the way here without my pickaxe. I'm not going to get very far in the mine without my pickaxe. What am I thinking? Maybe this is the game's way of telling me that I shouldn't be mining today. What do you think? Should I just give it up and go fishing instead? I think I might just give it up and go fishing instead. So rainy days have a few unique fish. In spring, the most important one is catfish. We missed several catfish on the first rainy day in spring. They're caught in the river, not the lake. I am hoping that if I spend a few hours fishing up here at the mountain lake, where I'm pretty confident I can catch everything that bites my hook at the moment, we will level up. And one of my commenters tells me that when you level up, you don't have to wait to go to sleep for the night and get the message that your fishing level has increased. Your bar in your fishing rod gets larger right away. I had not observed that myself, but I'll be honest, I don't pay that much attention to the size of my fishing bar from one level to the next. It's a fairly subtle difference. Obviously, the difference between level 0 and level 5 in fishing is very noticeable. The difference between level 0 and 1 or level 1 and 2 is not quite so noticeable. But I'm hopeful that we can see an increase in the size of our fishing rod and actually notice it this time, and then switch to fishing in the river. And I'm fairly confident that by level 3 fishing, I can get some catfish. As I think I mentioned in an earlier episode, when I started playing this game, I was absolutely hopeless at fishing. And I actually used to get my teenage sons and my preteen son, whoever was available and handy when I was playing, would you please come catch this fish for me? I can't do it. It's so hard. And eventually they got very tired of that, and I had to learn how to fish. And when you put your mind to something, a new skill, you just have to keep at it, and you will eventually get better with practice. I just fished up a rare disc from that treasure chest. I'm very pleased with that. Probably inordinately pleased, because in my very first save, this was one of the last artifacts that I just could not get for the life of me. I was in, year 4 or something, and I was desperately trying to find it. So it always gives me a little bit of extra joy to find it very early in a new game, even though I know that it's all down to the random number generator and has nothing to do with anything that I have done or anything that's hard-coded into the game in terms of this particular artifact being more rare or more difficult to find than others. Hey, little fishy. Another carp. A record carp, 28 inches long. We're fishing in the rain, just fishing in the rain. We do not have a hat to keep rain off our face. We're fishing up trash and algae and carp. I wish it were better. Come on, you dumb fish. Fishing up trash is not my favorite thing to do. This is how people end up coming to the conclusion that the spirits affect what you hook when you're fishing. The desire of the human mind to see patterns in our activities is strong. When you hear Welwick tell you that the spirits are very displeased, and then next thing you know, you're getting soggy newspapers and trash on your fish hook, it's easy to come to the conclusion that the luck aspect of the game does indeed affect what you get on your hook. And you're wrong. The people who are so dedicated to finding out how the game mechanics work that they go digging deep into the game code have repeatedly reported that that is not one of the things affected by luck. You'll notice that we are consistently getting silver starfish here with our maximum cast at the end of this little point. After we level up our fishing a bit more and can cast further out, we'll be able to hit an area that consistently gives gold starfish. And so this, plus the fact that my mine chest that I would be placing anyway is extremely close to the fishing spot, makes this another one of my favorite spots. There's another gold star spot in the mountain lake, but it's not as close to the entrance to the mine, and so if I was going to fish there regularly, I would have to either do it when I have bought the upgraded backpack and have more inventory space, because it's really easy to fill up your inventory quickly on a fishing day, or I'd have to place another chest there. So I just made a note of the height of my fishing bar on that catch. We're just a little bit above the first little notch on our fishing pole indicating levels. So if we see that increase, and that will be our signal to go do a little bit of river fishing. Either that or if we hit 5 o'clock and that hasn't happened yet, I will go down to the beach and see if I can't get another eel or two. Because eels can only be caught in the evening, in the rain, in a limited number of seasons. Spring and fall, I believe, are the two. The catfish are also spring and fall, and only on rainy days, and only in the river, with one exception. There's an area that I expect to be able to unlock by summer, where we will be able to catch catfish on rainy days, even when they're out of season for the river. So I'm less worried about being able to get a catfish during spring, since we'll have further opportunities, both in summer and in fall, to catch some catfish. We already have an eel. What we don't have yet, and what I should probably go down and get in the morning tomorrow, is a red snapper, which is a daytime ocean rainy day fish. Again, I do expect that there will be more rain days before the end of spring. We have 28 days per month. It's only day 10, so we have another 2.5 weeks for catching the fish that can only be caught in the rain. Stardew Valley gets so many more sunny days than rainy days that I don't usually worry about the sunny day fish at all. Alright, I'm getting tired of hooking up carp. I think I'm going to head out. I'm just going to check and see if there's anything that I want to grab from the chest first. I can always leave fish here to sell later. I will leave the algae, and I will take the rare disc. And I think I am going to go ahead and eat that dumpster dived bread. I'm going to pretend, even though I probably got this bread out of the trash can by the saloon, and so it would have been unwrapped in the trash. But just for the purposes of satisfying my own conscience, I'm going to pretend that it came hermetically sealed in a little plastic sleeve, and that there's absolutely no reason to be concerned about what else might have been in that trash can as I toss the baguette into the air and eat it in one quick bite, like some kind of... Hey there, Harvey. How are you doing? Hi, Tail Spinner. Read anything interesting in the library lately? That's so adorable. He's trying to flirt and he's not good at it. Oh, Harvey, you're cute. Well, I'll see you around then. You bet. I am inordinately pleased at the timing there. We ran into Harvey in just as he was leaving his office. On rainy days, he goes to the saloon. And because we knew that, we did not need to make a point of intercepting him at the clinic to talk to him before the clinic closed. How are we doing on friendship points with Harvey? Just 1 heart. We have 2 hearts with Lewis because we gave him a gift he likes. 1 heart with Harvey. So otherwise I would have had to make sure to go to the bar this evening before Harvey went home to bed in order to get my 20 friendship points for talking with Harvey today. And now I don't need to, so it's handy. The rock here, if you look closely, you can see that there's some smaller rocks around it that kind of form a ring. And as long as you can get your cast inside that ring, anywhere inside that ring, you are going to have a higher quality fish. I believe that fishing level also does impact the quality of fish that you get to some extent. So that's why we're getting silver star fish rather than gold star fish at the moment, even though we are getting inside the ring. And once we level up, we should consistently be able to get gold star fish fishing at this location. It's not the only place that you can do it, but it's one of the spots where quality fish can consistently be caught in Stardew Valley. There's another one. Just in time as I was running out of things to say. Oh, you're a bottom feeder. When a fish is dropping to the bottom like that, this one's a halibut, it's quite important not to just let go of your fishing bar and let it drop wildly, because it increases in acceleration when you stop the gentle taps. And so you do want to kind of catch it before it hits the bottom. Catch it up and let it go up a little more gently. You're an eel, I think, and I fear that I may not be able to get you. Yeah. Well played, eel. Your skill was too much for this lowly novice fisherwoman. But perhaps we will meet again one rainy evening and match our skills a second time. And perhaps, the second time, I will be the victor. Or not. How did I manage to get an eel that very first evening? It must have been one of those slightly easier eels that were a little slower off the bat. Fishing becomes so much easier once you've leveled up a bit, because the larger the bar, the more margin you have for the fish to jump around without losing it drastically. And of course, once you unlock the highest tier fishing rod, there are bobbers, as the library book mentioned, bobbers that you can use to help the fish not get away as quickly, as well as other boons. You can make the fish bite faster. You can make it more likely that you'll get a treasure chest. You can make the bar move with your fish automatically. I've never really liked that one particularly. It doesn't work well with the really difficult fish, and the easier fish I don't have a problem with. But that trap bobber, the one that has you lose progress more slowly when the fish is outside of your bar, is extremely helpful in catching the most difficult fish, and you can't use it until you have the iridium quality fishing rod. surprisingly difficult to stay fully concentrated on your fish and talk at the same time. I don't know if I'm going to get an eel tonight. It might be that the eels are too wily and too tricky for me this evening. But regardless, I think I've caught enough fish today, or at least I hope I've caught enough fish today, to increase my bar and make it a little bit easier the next time I go out after one of the difficult and fast-moving fishies. Oh, come on. We were so close. We were so very close there. So very close. Almost there. Okay. I can sleep peacefully tonight now. I have won the battle with the eels. I am taking an eel home, even if it has no quality at all. You slippery, sly creature. You gave me a merry chase, but I won in the end. I think this will be the last cast for the night. We have caught a lot of fish today. A lot of fish. And it's starting to get late. Yeah, I think the bar, I really can't tell whether the bar is larger than it was when we started at the beginning of the day up at the mountain lake. I'm just not sure. All right, 2 eels. We will make our obeisance to the great god Poseidon. Second eel was even a silver star quality eel. Home again, home again. I shall leave the field snacks because I don't think I'm going to need them on the farm tomorrow, and I can always swing by and pick them up if I'm going out on the town. And I'm going to take my quality fish, and I'm going to leave the rare disc. It'll be easy enough to drop by here on the way to Gunther's. Let's take the bullheads, since there's 3 of them, and the others we can just sell later, the chub and the carp. Shane heading home from the bar at 11:30 p.m. He's one of the late crowd, the people who are at the bar every night until closing time. It's kind of sad, actually. Shane doesn't have a very happy life. Once we start befriending him, which will happen before too long, it'll be this season. Once we start befriending Shane, we'll be able to find out a bit more of his story. Now, here we have a little bit of a dilemma because our chest is quite full. I'm trying to remember whether I need any of these fish particularly. You know, we already have the eel, and I don't think there's anything else that we haven't caught that I'm not quite confident we'll be able to catch quickly again. So we'll just go ahead and sell all of these and see what we make from a dedicated day of fishing in the rain. Before we go to bed, I'm just going to pop another 5 ore into the furnace. Unfortunately, we are not going to have completed this gathering quest, regardless of whether we had gone mining or not and gotten enough. It will time out at this point. It's too late to catch Clint, but I'm willing to tell you about the exploits and show you how they work. I'm just going to take these out one by one to show you that it does, in fact, complete the quest in your journal. I don't know whether I have enough of them or not, but that should definitely be it. So I'm going to show you how it works, but the quest will now, see, it now says talk to Clint, even though I did not mine any copper ore today or yesterday. I just took it out of my chest one at a time. However, because we cannot talk to Clint today, and this will have timed out tomorrow, we're not going to get any benefit from that. So I'm just showing you how the exploit works. Arhu, you are out in the rain. Come on, teleport back in, my cat wizard pet. And since it's a rainy night, I'm going to turn on our fire. It just makes the house so much more cozy. I know in real life, never, ever, ever go to bed with a fire burning in your fireplace. Don't do it. It is not safe. But it's a video game fire. It will never burn my house down. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We have indeed leveled up our fishing. And let's just see how much money we made. Almost, but not quite 1,000 gold. If we had had room in our inventory to carry home and sell the fish that we left in the chest, it would have been over 1,000. So not bad at all for a, mildly relaxed day out with the fishing rod. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. If you have tips on how I can improve, I welcome those as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.